everybody, and welcome to the Commentary Hubs coverage. It's the FA Cup fourth round draw coming up in around about 5 minutes' time. The draw numbers are going across the bottom of the screens, your screens there, and I'll read you those numbers out very, very shortly. But before I fetch you my special guests this evening, got a couple of people with me right now. Hopefully, have another one joining us shortly as well. I'll just quickly run you through the results from the matches that took place this weekend. Starting on Thursday was the start of the FA Cup weekend, and it finished Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0. On Friday was Brentford 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Fulham 1, Rotherham United 0, Tottenham 1, Burnley 0. On Saturday in the FA Cup, there were a number of matches. AFC Wimbledon 1, Ipswich Town 3, Coventry City 6, Oxford United 2, Maidstone 1, Stevenage 0, Millwall 2, Leicester City 3, Sunderland 0, Newcastle United 3, Blackburn Rovers 5, Cambridge 2, Gillingham 0, Sheffield United 4, Hull City 1, Birmingham City 1, Newport 1, Eastleigh 1, Norwich City 1, Bristol Rovers 1, Plymouth Argyle 3, Sutton United 1, QPR 2, Bournemouth 3, Southampton 4, Walsall 0, Stoke City 2, Brighton 4, Watford 2, Chesterfield 1, Chelsea 4, Preston North End 0, Middlesbrough 0, Aston Villa 1, Sheffield Wednesday 4, Cardiff City 0, Swansea City 2, Morecambe 0. Then yesterday, we had a number of games as well. Luton Town 0, Bolton Wanderers 0. Manchester City 5, Huddersfield Town 0. Nottingham Forest 2, Blackpool 2. Peterborough 0, Leeds United 3. Shrewsbury Town 0, Wrexham 1. West Bromwich Albion 4, Aldershot 1. West Ham United 1, Bristol City 1. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. And that brings us on to tonight's match, which unfortunately due to staff illness we are unable to bring it tonight. Wigan Athletic against Manchester United kicks off at 8:15. Unable to bring you coverage of that one this evening. I'm delighted to say I am joined by a few people this evening. We have got a resident Nottingham Forest fan, Luke Turton, with us. Paul James, the resident Burnley fan, one of the resident Burnley fans. And we've also got my good friend, Kieran Riley, joining us as well. It's been a while since we had Kieran on. So just first of all, say a quick hello to Kieran in just a second or two. Well, the draw numbers to look out for and when this fourth round tie will be played. It'll be played over the weekend of the 27th to 28th of January 2024. The ball numbers are as follows. Number 1, Luton Town or Bolton Wanderers. 2 is Wrexham. 3, Liverpool. 4, Brighton or Albion. 5, Norwich City or Bristol Rovers. 6, West Ham United or Bristol City. 7, Tottenham Hotspur. 8, Fulham. 9, West Bromwich Albion. 10, Southampton. 11, Ipswich Town. 12, Leeds United. 13, Leicester City. 14, Watford. 15, Newcastle United. 16, Sheffield Wednesday. 17, Crystal Palace or Everton. 18 is Aston Villa. 19 is Nottingham Forest or Blackpool. 20 is Wigan Athletic or Manchester United. 21 is Manchester City. 22 is Blackburn Rovers. 23 is Sheffield United. 24 is Swansea City. 25 is Chelsea. 26 is AFC Bournemouth. 27 is Coventry City. 28 is Brentford or Wolverhampton Wanderers. 29 is Plymouth Argyle. 30 is Maidstone United. 31, Newport County or Eastleigh. And 32, Hull City or Birmingham City. So there you've heard the numbers, and the numbers are going across the bottom of your screen as we speak as well. But let me just fetch you my good friend and resident Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, Kieran Riley, joins us this evening. Kieran, it's been a while since we've had you on the commentary hub, and JB Sports going up to focus on football as well. How are you doing, my friend? You okay?
Oh, mate, absolutely ecstatic and living the dream of a Wolves fan, mate.
Yes, draw that we draw on Friday night away at Brentford. What did you make to that game, Kieran?
I'm impressed that we got a draw, considering obviously we lost Gomez quite early on due to a silly tackle on his part. But he's always been a little bit reckless like that, so wasn't too surprising to be fair. But it is what it is. But later on in that game, I'm surprised they didn't get a red card for what they did to Tommy Doyle. Kicked on him, but hey ho, it is what it is. VAR's got something against Wolves, but that's a story for another day. It was a good game. I thought Tommy Doyle had got goal of the season with his absolutely fantastic strike to make it 1-1, but then your resident Patrick Bamford changed that, and I was very impressed with that. But we'll see at the end of the season. But overall, it was a good contest. They dominated obviously as soon as we went down to 10 men, but the mighty Wolfpack, as always, came back even stronger in the second half, and we obviously managed to salvage the draw for the replay on I think it's the 17th on the next Tuesday night. 6th, yep.
16th or 17th next Tuesday or Wednesday. The replays will be played. We're just looking on my monitor the Stevenage game against Maidstone United, where Maidstone knocked out Stevenage to be ball number 30 in the draw this evening. We'll go through the draw will be coming up very, very shortly. Before we do go to the draw, let me just say a good evening to two of the other people that we've got with us. We've got our resident Nottingham Forest fan, Luke Tatum, with us as well this evening. Luke, how are you doing, my friend? And what do you reckon to the Nottingham Forest versus Blackpool game yesterday?
Yeah, good evening, Russ. Well, I mean, I expected to get the win, but obviously that wasn't to be. We were asleep for our 2 goals that we conceded. So in the end, we just have to settle for the replay, which when you're 2-0 to 2-1 down, going into the second half, probably getting a replay is probably not too bad.
Yes, absolutely. Luke will be. I'll just say a quick hello right now to our good friend and one of our resident Burnley fans on the channel. Paul James is with us as well. How are you doing this evening, Paul? You okay?
I'm good, thank you, Ross. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Some good ties over the weekend. Me and yourself watched over Arsenal against Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool, good win, good value for their win yesterday, weren't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, Arsenal didn't take their chances, did they? They had an innumerable amount of chances, and they just didn't take them. And Liverpool took theirs, and they're going through to the 4th round for Arsenal. Well, it's back to the drawing board, I'm afraid.
It is. The draw is coming up very, very shortly. Just talking to in the studio, who's going to be one of the people pulling out of the balls, is from a Tottenham defender, Gary Mabbott. Just talking to him at this moment in time. We'll get the. Also, we had some sad news earlier on this evening with former Germany defender Franz Beckenbauer sadly passing away. Paul James will have a tribute to him just before we end the programme after we've reviewed some of the games as well. Just Emma Byrne, 10-time Women's FA Cup winner in the studio pulling out the balls with Gary Mabbott this evening. We'll keep up to, once we get started, we'll get the draw underway for you. Just waiting for that draw to be made in just a moment or two. The balls will be going out of the velvet bag into the bowl for the draw to be made any second now. 32 balls will go into this game. As you can see, the draw numbers going directly across the bottom of your screen. I can see all 32 balls are inside and now, and he's just checking, and he's confirmed all the balls are in the bowl. And now Emma Byrne will draw the home teams, Gary Mabbott draw the away teams, and away we go for this season's 4th round draw in the FA Cup. Number 14 is Watford. They got through the weekend beating Chesterfield. They will face number 10, Southampton. All Championship affair this season. 2 former Premier League sides going head-to-head as well. Next out of the hat is number 22, Blackburn Rovers, dumped Cambridge out of the weekend by 5 goals to 2. And they will face number 2, Wrexham, who did well to knock out Shrewsbury Town yesterday away trip to Ewood Park for Wrexham. Number 26 is out of that is AFC Bournemouth. They did well. They're going fairly well in the Premier League as well this season, or Bournemouth, who will come to Dean Court. Number 24, Swansea City of the Championship, will be playing Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium or Dean Court, whichever you fans would like to call it these days. Next up is number 9, West Bromwich Albion. Good win over Aldershot yesterday. They will face ball number 28, which is Brentford or Wolverhampton Wanderers. Premier League side going to the Old Thorns, and a potential derby should Wolves get past Brentford in the replay. Number 6, West Ham United or Bristol City. They're going to be at home. They drew yesterday. And they will face ball number 19, which is Nottingham Forest or Blackpool. So either an All-Premiership affair or a Premier League against League One affair, or Championship against League One or Premier League in that. Whoever wins their replays. Ball number 13 is Leicester City. Leaders of the Championship at this moment in time, going fairly well in the FA Cup. Good win for them at the weekend. They will take on number 32, Hull City or Birmingham City. So an all Championship affair there in the FA Cup, whoever wins that replay. Ball number 16 is Sheffield Wednesday of the Championship. Sheffield United fans will be hoping they don't get those, or they could be a Steel City derby. And it's number 27, which is Coventry City. All Championship affair at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday knocking out Cardiff City from the Championship at the weekend. Number 25, that is Chelsea, dumping out Championship side Preston North End of the weekend, 4-0 winners over them. They will take on number 18, that's Aston Villa, who dumped out Championship side Middlesbrough with a goal to no thanks to a Matty Cash late deflected strike. Ball number 11 is Ipswich Town, going well in the Championship, second in the table behind Leicester City, who will go to Pullman Road. It is ball number 30, Maidstone United. Maidstone United going to Pullman Road, the non-league side, who knocked out Stevenage on the weekend. Number 3, Liverpool. They dumped out Arsenal, who were very much winners in the competition, winning a number of times the FA Cup. They will take on number 5, Norwich City or Bristol Rovers will go to Anfield in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Still quite a few teams left in the hat. Next coming out is number 7, Tottenham Hotspur. They're going to be at home in the next round. Who will they welcome to the Tottenham Hotspur? So they'll be Burnley by goal to another weekend. They'll take on number 21, Manchester City. What a tie it is for Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham Hotspur side there. What a tie. Guy has pulled out a plum tie for his former side, Tottenham. Number 12, Leeds United finally got an home tie after 13 consecutive away trips in the FA Cup. And coming to Ellen Road is fellow Championship side, Plymouth Argyle. Leeds beat 2-1 early on in the season. Leeds going fairly well in the Championship and dumped out Peterborough yesterday. Crystal Palace or Everton will be rewarded with an home tie whoever wins their replay. Who will they get? Is number 1, Luton Town or Bolton. So either all Premier League affair or Premier League against League One affair, depending on how Bolton do in the replay against Rob Jones's Luton Town. Rob Edwards' Luton Town, sorry. Number 31 is Newport or Eastleigh shared a 1-1 draw at the weekend. Eastleigh finished the game with 10 men. They will face number 20, the winners of tonight's match, Wigan Athletic or Manchester United. What a tie for Eastleigh if they get through and Man United get through as well. What a tie that would be. Number 23, Sheffield United. All Premier League teams left in it, and Sheffield United will play number 4, Brighton and Hove Albion. The two teams left in it is number 8, Fulham, or number 15, Newcastle United, who's going to be a term. Number 8, Fulham. They will play Craven Cottage against number 15, Newcastle United. If Gary pulls the right number out, let's see. Yes, it is number 15, Newcastle United. So there goes the FA Cup 4th round draw. Ties will be played on the 27th of the game. We'll recap the draw in just a second, and we'll put it upon the screen very shortly as well when we talk through it as well. But what the draw it is for some of the teams, and Leeds United finally got an home tie after 13 consecutive away trips. So just a recap of the FA Cup 4th round ties then. Watford against Southampton, Blackburn Rovers against Wrexham, Bournemouth against Swansea City, West Bromwich Albion versus Brentford or Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Ham United or Bristol City against Nottingham Forest or Blackpool, Leicester City versus Hull City or Birmingham City, Sheffield Wednesday against Coventry City, Chelsea against Aston Villa is another tie in the FA Cup, Ipswich Town versus Maidstone United, Liverpool versus Norwich City or Bristol Rovers, Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City, Leeds United versus Plymouth Argyle, Crystal Palace or Everton versus Luton Town or Bolton Wanderers, Newport County or Eastleigh versus Wigan Athletic or Manchester United, Sheffield United versus Brighton and Albion, and Fulham versus Newcastle United. There is the draw, and we'll go through and put it up for you on the screen in just a second so we can talk through that one for you. There is the draw just on our screens right there. As we can see it on the screens just there. We'll bring the reaction to the people in just a moment. There is part 1 of our draw. This goes up to Leeds United. There's just some of the draw there. We'll keep you up to date with. But there's some of the draw there that we can see on our screens. We'll bring in some of our guests back in just a second. Mike says, Man United getting it easy as usual, no surprise. And he says, trust Liverpool to get an easy tie too as well. We'll bring you the draw in just full draw up on the screen again in just a moment. This is the FA Cup 4th round draw. And we'll go through those again in just a moment. But what we'll do first of all, we'll fetch in our resident Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, Kieran Riley, who's with us. Kieran, West Bromwich Albion away. Should get past Brentford in the replay. Black Country Derby. What about that one, my friend?
It's finally happening. We have waited so long for this to happen. Every draw, Carabao Cup or FA Cup, I have begged and pleaded for a Black Country Derby, and it's happened. Kind of wish it was at Wolves though, because then I doubt I'm going to get a away ticket for it. But we'll see. It's the FA Cup. You never know. Some people might not go, but it's going to be the biggest derby for a while. Obviously, last time we played baggage to the Premier League during COVID, we lost both. But it's the magic of the cup. But it's a Black Country Derby. I am so happy. we've just got to beat Brentford now, which yeah, we'll see. But Baggies away. Come on. So happy.
Yes, thank you. That's the thoughts of Kieran, who's got from the Wolves' perspective. And there is the draw in full for us on the screen. Thank you to our very own Paul James for creating that graphic there while I was going through the draw this evening. So a big thank you to Paul for doing that in the background. The draw is up on the screen. We'll fetch in our resident Nottingham Forest fan in just a moment. That's Luke Turty for those who don't know. And Luke, as we can see on the screen, Nottingham Forest have got an away trip to have a West Ham or Bristol City should they get past Blackpool. Are you happy with that tie, or did you want an home tie?
I don't think the home tie is particularly the problem. I just think that both of the teams we've been drew against are just a little bit meh. Like, we play West Ham enough as it is. Like, maybe get Bristol City, maybe relive the start of when everything started going right in the Championship away at Bristol City. But, I mean, it doesn't fill me with much yay perspective looking at West Ham or Bristol City if you get past Blackpool. It just seems to be another game that we don't particularly need, to be honest.
Yes, and we've had some comments in from Michael. Also says it feels sorry for Maidstone, not the best of draw for them. Ipswich decent side, we doubt Sam will be televised. I'll go through everybody in a little bit and get everybody to let us know who they think will be televised in this game. Well, in the next round draw, as we look at the draw on the screen there. I'm going to fetch in our good friend Paul James with us now. And Paul, you've heard the draw there and you followed it along as well. Which for you out of those ties there are the ones that stand out for you? Obviously, Tottenham Man City is going to be one of them. Was there any others that stand out for you?
I think Chelsea and Aston Villa will be an interesting one. Obviously, possibly the Black Country derby between West Bromwich Albion and potentially Wolves. Remember, they've got to get past Brentford yet. That's not an easy match to get through. I think other ties that stand out for me, Crystal Palace or Everton versus Luton Town or Bolton Wanderers, potentially an all Premier League affair there. Got Sheffield United and Brighton, Fulham and Newcastle are all good ties. Obviously, the ones that the FA Cup purists will be looking out for is potentially Eastleigh versus Manchester United. Everybody's going to think that that's just wonderful if Eastleigh get through, of course, and end up playing Manchester United. So that's one to watch out for as well.
Another one which I think to look out for as well, Paul, I don't know if you agree, is Blackburn Rovers against Wrexham. The Championship side going up against the League Two side, and Wrexham. Let's not forget, last season, they were in the conference. And what a season they've had so far, Wrexham. And they're coming up against Blackburn Rovers of the Championship.
Yeah, it's an interesting tie. Blackburn Rovers are just an average Championship team at the moment. They're not doing anything special right now. Maybe Wrexham can overturn them. Be interesting to see.
Yes, it would be interesting to see if that is the case. I'm going to go around the other two people as well. First of all, Luke Turton, I'll come to you. Which one for you, out of the ties that you can see on the screen there, is a tie of the round for you?
Spurs Man City.
Obviously, I know you're going to pick that one. Is there any others that stand out for you, Luke?
Probably if Bristol Rovers get through to play Liverpool, that could be another big one.
Yes, I agree. And Kieran, obviously, you're going to say West Brom against Brentford or Wolves, should you get through, is potentially a big tie. But is there any other, besides that one and besides Tottenham and Man City, that stand out for you?
But obviously, it's not every day you get a proper old-fashioned derby like that. Last time we met in the Cup was 2007. But I think the Maidstone have got themselves a good tie against Ipswich. Obviously, Big George himself said on TV he'd prefer to have had us, but it's just the way the draw goes, isn't it? Looking at them, if Luton get through, potentially. If Luton and Palace, potentially, maybe. Probably looking at Newport or Eastleigh. I bet they'd love a tie away at Old Trafford at home to Manchester United. Sorry. None of the others really massively stand out for me, to be fair. Obviously, the top three being Black Country Derby, Maidstone got themselves a good tie away, and obviously Newport or Eastleigh against the Red Devils. I think that would be a good interesting one.
Yes, absolutely. One that stands out for me as well. Should they get through, Birmingham City, Leicester against Birmingham and Midlands affair there as well, Kieran. I think that's going to be a tough one. Mike says for him, Fulham against Newcastle is one that stands out for him as well. Can you see those two ones as well, Kieran?
Yeah, potentially, yeah. Obviously, I can see him on the list, obviously, but yeah, potentially. Leicester, Birmingham, East versus West Midlands could be a decent tie there, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, still quite a few replays to go through yet, so like I say, it's the magic of the cup, so we never know what's going to happen.
Yes, absolutely, Kieran. And earlier on as well, I'm going to fetch back in Paul James in just a second. But German football legend Franz Beckenbauer died earlier on today. Died yesterday at the age of 78. And Paul is a keen follower of German football, Bayern Munich as well. And he wants to pay tribute to Franz Beckenbauer as well. So, Paul, over to you for a quick tribute before we finish in about 5 minutes' time.
Yes, Franz Anton Beckenbauer, nicknamed Der Kaiser, translated means the emperor. He started out as a midfielder, but was more known for his position as a centre-back. He's really credited as having invented the modern sweeper system. He's just won just about everything there is that could have been won as a player. 2 Ballon d'Ors, 4 times Footballer of the Year, 2 World Cups, one of the select few that has actually won it as a player and as a manager. Of course, he won it in 1974 when the World Cup was held in West Germany, and as a manager in 1990, which those of us who are old enough to remember will remember that. The European Championships in 1972, 3 European Cups, 5 German championships and Meisterschale, 4 with Bayern Munich, 1 with Hamburg, and a European Cup Winners' Cup and 4 German Cup winners as well, an Intercontinental Cup winner, and also during his brief spell in America, he did 2 spells in America, both brief, 3 NASL Soccer Bowl champions with the New York Cosmos. So it really was a wonderful career and a wonderful management career as well. And to top it all off, he was very instrumental in getting the World Cup to Germany in 2006 as well. All of us from the Commentary Hub would like to express our deepest sorrow for the passing of Franz Beckenbauer and wish his family, friends, German football supporters, Bayern supporters, all the comfort in the world at this difficult time.
Thank you very much there, Paul. Brilliant tribute to one of the game's greatest players, especially in German football. That is all we've got time for on this FA Cup 4th round draw alternative coverage. You heard the draw from the FA Cup. I'll run you through that draw again just before we do leave you this evening, and then we will bring this program to a conclusion. But before we do bring the game to the conclusion, we've got live football coming up this week as well on the TC Hub. Coming up on Wednesday evening is the first leg of the EFL Cup match. It's the semi-final stage of the EFL Cup now, and we'll bring you one of the first games in the EFL Cup. We'll bring you Liverpool against Fulham on Wednesday evening. Kick off at 8 o'clock. Join myself and Luke Turton for that one. And then we'll bring you the both of the second legs, Chelsea against Middlesbrough and Fulham against Liverpool, second legs on the 23rd and 24th of January as well. Also, you may have seen that the Premier League game between Burnley and Luton switched around from Monday evening, next Monday the 15th, to Friday evening. That game will be covered on the commentary as well, which will be done by Paul James and Luke Turton as well. But before we go, let's just recap the draw for you in the FA Cup. Just to run you through the draw then. Watford against Southampton, Blackburn Rovers versus Wrexham, Bournemouth versus Swansea, West Bromwich Albion versus Brentford or Wolves, West Ham versus or Bristol City versus Forest or Blackpool, Leicester versus Hull or Birmingham City, Sheffield Wednesday versus Coventry City, Chelsea against Aston Villa, Ipswich Town versus Maidstone United, Liverpool v Norwich or Bristol Rovers, Tottenham against Manchester City, Leeds United's wait for FA Cup home tie is finally over. They welcome Plymouth Argyle to Ellen Road. Crystal Palace or Everton against Luton Town or Bolton Wanderers. Newport or Eastleigh against Wigan or Manchester United. They're about to just kick off any second now. We can see that game on TV or hear it on other radio stations that you can get your coverage on. Sheffield United versus Brighton and Hove Albion, and Fulham against Newcastle is also the other game in the FA Cup this fourth round, which is coming up at the end of January. The 27th and 28th weekend, Friday the 26th to Monday the 29th of January, those will be the days over that weekend period will be when the fourth round draw for the FA Cup be made. So thank you very much for listening to our coverage of the FA Cup fourth round draw. Thanks to my guests, Kieran Riley, Paul James and Luke Turton. And from everyone here with the Commentary Hub, focusing on football, Commentary Hub 2 and Storm FM and JB Sports. We thank you very much for listening. And also on my Twitch channel as well. Thank you for listening, guys. We'll see you again soon.